Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy John Megacycle here. Another tournament. The best of the best AI in Red Alert 3 is going to mash heads today, and we're going to see who comes out victorious. We'll figure out and see who's got the best strats, the best moves, the best everything. Let's talk this out a little bit. The AI is generally dumb in most Command & Conquer games, but I kind of feel the Command & Conquer 3, Red Alert 3 is kind of when it started to get not garbage. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to run a small tournament. We're going to have every single personality versus every other personality. If you're not familiar, the Allies have Warren, Giles, and Lisette. The Soviet Union have Moscovin, Oleg, and Zana. The Empire of the Rising Sun have Kenji, Shinzo, and Naomi. Each of these are just different commander names that the game came up with their own personalities and everything, but realistically how they act on the battlefield. What I wanted to see today is the best of the best for the Allies. Best of 3 style tournament, Giles versus Warren. Whoever wins this set is going to go up against Lisette, and then we'll determine the best ally. For the Soviets, we're going to have all 3 of their personality types fight against each other in the same manner. Same thing with the Rising Sun. What we're going to do is we're going to have a free-for-all, well, not really free-for-all, but another match after that to figure out the best Allies versus the best Soviets, and then the winner of that, the best Empire against the best Empire of the Rising Sun, to figure out who truly wins this timeline from an AI perspective. Now, these are going to be a little derpy jerks, but we're just going to have some fun with it. Our first match off is going to be Giles in the west and Warren in the east. Giles, known for his aeronautics tactics, using the Vindicator and the Apollo fighter. Warren, more of a ground player, going to be using a lot more tanks, maybe some IFVs, maybe some dogs. We're just going to have to see. So let's go ahead and get this party started. We're on an Infinity Isle with the default 10,000 monies, no bonus crates, both hard AI, no tricks up my sleeve, very straightforward. I'm just going to be a willing observer, and I'll be commenting throughout these matches. Let's just get to it. Amazed I haven't seen any scans yet. That's usually a Warren tactic. Giles is probably going to go immediately for aeronautics. And what do I mean by that? I mean the top secret protocols upgrade right here. Oh, I can't see them because I'm an observer. But one of the 2 level ones is going to be the scan sweep, which has a couple of drones that'll survey the battlefield. And the other one's advanced aeronautics. We're going to see much more beefy aircraft. But right off the bat, pups and engineers for Warren. Derpy dog. For Giles, I would expect to see an airport almost immediately after this setup. Vindicators take a while to come online, but they're going to be great surveillance throughout the match. Yep, there we go, our first airport. Airport? Air base, right. Warren already moving in with an engineer trying to capture some of these early oil derricks. If you're not familiar with oil derricks, they're a neutral structure you can capture for a finder's fee for a total of 500 immediate monies, and then you get 15 monies every few seconds. It's a nice passive income. 2 refineries, a couple of loose infantry for Warren in the east. Giles already starting to do a bit of patrolling, trying to shut down Warren's patrol dogs with some Vindicator action. Vindicator's more of a bomber type aircraft, not really a fighter type. It looks like just got run over by the Prospector. Starting to see some aircraft moving. Warren does have some anti-air infantry. This is going to be probably a little hit-miss. Little hit-and-run action. Try to keep it light. Now, how Warren reacts to this next bit is going to be interesting. Just wanted to check and see if we had any more. Yep. Okay. Giles moving in, trying to work on some of the oil derricks. Giles working now with 4. I count them 4 Vindicators. That's a pretty sizable air force. These Vindicators will be able to one-shot a lot of these missile infantry if used appropriately. Yep, and by one-shot I mean 1 run and done. The Vindicators, I believe, come with 2 bombs, but with the aeronautics upgrade will come with 3. And this is actually going to be pretty good work if Giles can micromanage this appropriately. We'll be able to pick off a lot of these units. These Riptide ACVs do not have any anti-air capability, and I believe only take 1 Vindicator to blow up. We're going to see. Oh, nope, they're going to need 2. Vindicator's pretty good on the targeting. It's hard to dodge a Vindicator shot. The bombs drop quickly, they drop directly, and yeah, like I said, it's really, really difficult to miss with these things. Giles doing some pretty freaking good work here, using his Vindicators as a defensive protocol. Keeping them on patrol, keep them moving. Concentrating more on that puppers. Sad, sad puppers. Very soon I would expect to see a protocol upgrade and Apollos. Actually, I don't recall if... Oh, what's going to happen here? Wow, the quick switcheroo. Okay, a little bit of contesting in the middle there. Yeah, this is where it's going to have to be really, really careful. Enough anti-air, and Warren is going to be able to shut Giles down pretty easily. When you have the Vindicators, you have to really concentrate on the anti-air. You've got to also move in real quick and run. Oof. The Vindicators also have a secondary ability called, I believe, Back to Base, which gives them a 50% movement speed boost for a short while. Which is great. You go rush, you deal the damage, you back to base, you get all the way home. Easy peasy. Lemony squeezy. Let's see what Warren is doing. Not really seeing a strong tech up here. Would hope to see something a bit more anti-air-ish. The IFVs would be a really nice addition. Yeah, all these standalone units, Giles is going to be able to pick apart pretty easily, but Warren already taking apart most of Giles' Air Force. He's only got 2 Vindicators right now. Giles looks like our first AI to expand. Interesting. Warren going to counter with his own Air Force, most likely Apollos. That would give him a really nice touch right there. Our first minigunner IFV with a minigunner inside of it, it looks like. Hard to tell. Nope. Nope, just more rockets. That's really, really expensive. Oh, his own Vindicators. Okay. Let's see how well Warren uses these. Still surprised I've not seen any Apollo fighters out of Giles. This is interesting. Did he... Both of his harvesters are over here. One is coming all the way here for money. There's nothing here. This is an interesting approach out of Giles. Not too sure where this is going to pan out. Warren still has 2 refineries producing nonstop. Another base up here in the northeast. We've got an economy power of 3-to-1 right now. From functioning harvesters, functioning refineries. Okay, so I built another one. What is this guy thinking? Well, it's the AI. Probably not much. Warren putting his Air Force to good effect with a little bit of middle control there. A repair IFV. Interesting choice without other IFVs to repair. Really not expecting particle cannons. I'm not expecting us to get that high in the tech level. Interesting, we've got 2 AI building naval yards, but no Navy units. That's an interesting approach. Giles still not using his... Oh, okay. This is what I expected to see out of one of those surveyors. Or prospectors. Oh, just got done with the Command & Conquer 3 one, and Surveyor is the Global Defense Initiative. Oh! Okay, we see some ascension up the tech tree, or the top secret protocols. We're using that to good effect. The AI will usually center on refineries or any economics. Really good movement with the Javelin infantry right there. Able to get a lot of good damage. A lot of back and forth on the Air Force. This is interesting. If Giles can get his act together and use that other refinery... is a refinery being built? Nothing's really being built right now. And this is the part that probably drives me the most nuts about AI in any of these Command & Conquer games, is the knowledge of consolidation. What is even happening here? That was easy. Probably don't need this many power plants, don't need this other airbase, definitely don't need this naval yard. Seaport, whatever it's called. Gotta trim all this up and get more prospectors going, restart that economy. Warren, I don't really have any notes. Fair expansion. Again, 3 refineries going full tilt. First Apollo fighter coming off the line. That is going to shred Vindicators if you're not paying attention. Yeah, that's a lost Vindicator. Oof. Giles being shut down in his own aeronautics game. This is a little infuriating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an Air Force jockey myself. really enjoy employing an Air Force. This is not the pride of the Allied Air Fleet at all. And this one IFV is going to do a lot of damage. This guy's got to switch to laser lock. And he'll be able to finish off that IFV in no time. Huh. Learned something new today. I didn't think you could laser lock an infantry. And that doesn't really matter anymore. I'd say these guys are close to battlefield control. Both hold about the same amount of territory, but Warren doing a much better job with his resources. Still the 3 refineries. Holy crap, an Athena cannon? I don't think I've ever seen the AI use an Athena cannon. Athena cannons are fragile. They are really nice artillery units, but they are fragile. 2 Vindicators should be able to wipe that Athena off the map, but this Athena is going to be able to do some serious damage if Giles isn't paying attention. And spoiler alert, looks like he really isn't. Yep, you're going to see right there, yeah. I always find it funny when the infantry gets knocked back. They don't get much damage, if any, but even at that range, it's kind of funny. Giles having Warren here having a fully functional forward base. Tech Center, that's what got him the Athena Cannon, or the Defense Bureau. I'm an old school CNC guy. It's a tech center. It's always going to be a tech center. Alright, this Athena with a few Peacekeepers. This is going to be probably enough support to do some serious damage. Athena Cannon going to run it over. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. That's quite a bit of range. Consistent damage. Incredible structure destroyer. Any Vindicators at all? A single Vindicator. Yeah, take out the anti-air, then take out that Athena cannon. But this is going to be incredibly dicey. Proton Collider just came online for Warren. I would have loved to have seen Giles in the finals, but if this performance keeps up, I don't think he's going to be able to hack it past the first round. There's our scan. Okay. Yeah. The Apollos are just going to absolutely shred any Vindicators. This is a done deal. For whatever reason, Giles mismanaged his economy so hard early on. MCV is on the roll. That's usually what happens. The AI will repack up its MCV, which is something that was first allowed in Command & Conquer 3 and Red Alert 3. I don't remember if it was allowable in Command & Conquer 2 or Red Alert 2. I think there was an option with later versions like Yuri's Revenge or whatever. But MCV taking damage is going to take to the ocean, reset up shop somewhere else, see if you can get more work done. That MCV needed to move in way, way, way farther to prevent the Athena cannon from hitting it. Yeah, Warren is on a roll here. Laser lock Javelin soldiers are just going to shred these buildings. A second Athena cannon. This is pretty much a done deal. Yep. All that's left here is this command hub. Say that right? Yeah, command hub. And that's it. Game over. Oof. Giles was looking really, really sharp there in the first, I'd say, 6 minutes of the match. But then it really, really fell apart. That's the easiest way to deal with the Giles. Just get a little bit of anti-air, and you can just shred the first initial Vindicators, and that's kind of the deal. To be absolutely honest, Vindicators, not cheap. Not cheap, but still fun all the same. Reverse sides, treat this like a mirror match. Make sure if there's any benefit to being on one side or the other, that it evens out. Second round, let's see how this pans out. Barracks probably out of Warren immediately. Not a bad strat. A barracks is not a bad strat. If you know the map and you're familiar with it, you can get some engineers out pretty on the quick fast. Capture some of these civilian structures. There are 2 oil derricks on the map. That produces money. And 1 observation post. The observation post is going to provide a lot of knowledge. Binary for Giles. That's probably going to be an air base. Warren refinery, for sure. Probably a second refinery. Warren using his dogs to sniff out a little bit of the enemy. Not a bad call. And of course, what's going to happen with the AI is the prospector is going to try to run them over, which it did, and it failed. The AI is always good for trying to figure out where the dog was, not where it's going. Vindicators online replying in kind, going to start popping puppies, I'm sure. There you go. There's that. Warren doing exactly what Warren does, setting up shop, getting a bunch of infantry moving around and patrolling. That's not a bad call. The infantry in this game, with their secondary abilities, can really multi-role a lot more than they could in previous games. Once you built the rocket infantry, that's it. That's all it does. The laser lock ability here, pretty darn cool. Generals also had some secondary abilities for some of the infantry. This is kind of the defining moment. How far can Giles get on with, a really banged up Vindicator? If the Vindicators emphasize attacking anti-air stuff and use their return to base function, I think Giles can get ahead of it. But that's kind of what I said last time. Warren just mopping up the place. Three Vindicators. What does Warren have going on? A couple of infantry, a couple of the Riptide ACVs. It's always a fun strat for the allies. Pop in some Riptide ACVs and then go off and load them with infantry, then use them as a beach assault. But right now, this is where Giles shines, just like last time. Real predominant use of the Vindicator, just picking apart units that have nothing to do about it, nothing to say about it. This would be a problem if these units got to the base and were uncontested. But just a little bit of recharge here. Interesting choice. We have 4 Vindicators. 5 Vindicators? Okay, we got a good amount of Vindicators here. Now the trick is, really bad loss of an engineer. Giles did not see that coming. So the trick about the Vindicators, as I mentioned before, is attacking en masse is probably the best strat. Easy pickup for Warren, 500 monies. That's going to be a really nice passive income. Giles has both of his refineries online and functioning. This is different than what we saw last game, which was fairly embarrassing. Could have sworn I saw some Vindicator action. Going to move in and start picking off some infantry. We have a fair amount of anti-air here. Not a lot, but if you can pick off 1 or 2 Vindicators on the way, that's what counts. Oh, Vindicator rush right there, yeah. Send them in packs of 2 or packs of 3 or packs of 4. Just keep them grouped up together. Spread that damage around a bit. Otherwise, this is exactly where we're going to see some serious losses on Giles' side. Right there. It's just too much. If you attack with all 4 at the same time, you spread the damage a little more evenly. You remove way more anti-air. Yeah, Warren has the right idea. Occupying this structure is going to be a huge pain in Giles's arse. Giles is British. Just what? Bum? Pain in his bum. Yes, a big pain in his bum. For Giles to keep this up, he's got to get to Sentry Bomber, or he's got to get rid of this structure. Yeah, it's toast. I think every one of these is like $1,200 that he's just literally losing. Yeah, he's got 1 Vindicator left. This is already a match over. Now, where did this Harvester go? Okay, so same bug. It's going all the way over there. And what? I don't understand the logic there, but same thing. This AI is flawed and is not gonna fly. Warren, I would expect him to expand fairly quickly here. Yep, already. Yeah, without me even noticing a 3rd base. That's 3 pulls of ore for every 1.1 of Giles with this whole distance nonsense. Ugh, that is infuriating. The thought I had also was, instead of doing hard AI, was to put all these folks in brutal AI, but brutal AI cheats. And I wanted a fair match-ish as far as we could go. Warren exploring a little bit the benefits of aeronautics, getting a little bit of push on there. Again, seaport action, but no sea units. The Riptide ACV comes right from the armor facility, aka War Factory. You're gonna hear me call it that a bit. Another prospector. Where's this guy going? Oh, probably for the resources right there. That makes sense. Giles already getting picked apart in his own base. I see no aircraft. No seacraft. No War Factory. This attack could be pretty easily be rebuffed with some proper infantry. Unfortunately for Giles, that is not the proper infantry. It's another 500. Just another 500 just wasted. Ugh. If left alone, the AI is honestly pretty good about capturing structures. Usually the neutral ones. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen a AI do a huge engineer push against an enemy base. Laser lock used very effectively against that with that javelin infantry. Yeah, this javelin, if untested, is just gonna shred this stuff. Wow, what a defense! What an uncanny defense. That worked out very, very well. And now this Peacekeeper's probably gonna run him in. Or the puppy. And now you've got a general level puppy. Puppy force. Yeah, this is looking really bad for Giles. Aircraft needs a bit more micromanagement than the land force, in my opinion. Aircraft is by and large more fragile than like a heavy battle tank. Mix and matching aircraft is really important. But when it really comes down to it is you have to treat your aircraft like hit and run assets. And the thing is, in order for a hit and run attack to be effective, you have to make sure the target is going to be reached. That you'll actually make it to wherever you're trying to bomb. And the second thing is that it'll make it back, right? Not seeing any Athena cannons yet. I'm going to guess that Warren did not rank up and get his defense bureau. I don't see one. But it could be anywhere the defense bureau floats. Oh, there's the Athena cannon. I guess he didn't need a defense bureau. Or oh, did he build it up here? No. Maybe you don't need a defense bureau for Athena cannons. Interesting. Or he built it and sold it. Heck, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see a defense bureau anywhere, but that's okay. This is gonna be... What the hell's happening here? Okay, that laser lock probably needs some work, but whatever. Giles getting absolutely picked apart. Another Vindicator has entered the field. Really got to micromanage on that anti-air. Yeah, this is well over. MCV is going to take a bit of damage. It's going to undeploy and try to find a different place to hole up. Oh, our first Apollo fighter from Giles. Interesting. Seems a bit late for Apollos. Yeah, if it were me, go after the Athena cannon or anti-air. Yep, and... Oof, that was close. Yep, and these guys are just going to get shot down. They don't have any ammo whatsoever. Oh my gosh, that Apollo had almost nothing left. Okay. I wonder if that's going to be too far for the Athena to reach. And do I see dolphins? Oh, yep, it's game over. What's going on over here? Sentry bombers coming out of Warren. Yeah, that dolphin is just going to nickel and dime that MCV all day, all night. This is a done deal. There's the last Vindicator. A chrono bomb? Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Actually. I thought it was just going to take out the dolphin. Oh, man. All right. That's our first round. Done and done. Giles has been defeated two of three times, but it's a best of 3 match, so that's really all that had to happen. Warren definitely got it. Yeah. Right about that 3-minute mark is when the Harvester just gives up. I don't know why. But, sorry, Giles, you got some bad code in you. Okay. Check the summary real quick. Yeah, I mean, pretty obvious how this panned out. But that means Warren is going to move on to the next round against Lisette. Let's go ahead and move on to it. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.